Hi there, this is Mel from lovedisbest.com, and today I'm sharing with you my super easy and satisfying low point soup option. Thing is, grab your favorite olive oil. I like a lighter flavored one, and put 1 teaspoon in the pan to preheat. Make sure you turn your frying pan on around medium, depending on what one you're using. This is a Tefal, so I do find that medium is hot enough to get the meat cooked. I like to really coat the whole bottom of the frying pan, and then I get to crumbling the ground meat into the frying pan. Now, the kind of meat you're going to want is going to depend on how point friendly you want to be. Ground turkey and ground chicken are less points than lean ground beef, extra lean ground beef, especially medium ground beef. I really like to use a combination of meat. So if I'm using extra lean ground beef, I'll mix it with a turkey. This one today is turkey and ground chicken. It just gives a little bit more depth to the flavor of your soup. So again, just use whatever you have on hand. Any ground meat will work with this recipe. I'm just going to add as a side note too, to make sure that you keep all your cleaning surfaces clean so you don't contaminate anything with the raw meat. I wash my hands before grabbing the salt. I use about 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Spread it in as it's cooking, along with about 1/4 or a couple turns of your pepper as well. While your meat is cooking, it's important to get your spices all together so that as soon as you get to that just about super brown point, you can add your spices in. Right here is about 5 minutes of cooking. It'll take longer than that to get fully brown. I just wanted to show you a time stamp about how long this takes to make this soup. Now this is totally optional, but I do like to drain the fat before adding the spices. Now this spice concoction is 1 teaspoon of garam masala, the salt and pepper, like I already said, 1/4 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, and I did 1/2 teaspoon of medium curry powder. That will depend on your taste preferences though. You can add more to spice it up. The same with the cumin is definitely a specific taste. If you haven't tried it before, just try a little bit because it is pretty strong. So make sure it's all mixed in really well. And then I always like to actually add the curry last. I don't know why, I just find it adds a little bit of extra flavor right before I start adding in the other ingredients. This is 1 cup of diced onion. It was 2 onions, but just make sure that it's 1 cup by the time it's all chopped up. I like to let them sweat a little bit. I'm not sure if that's the exact terminology. MasterChef Canada can let me know. But the idea is just to let them cook a little bit before adding in the additional ingredients. What I add next is kidney beans, and it's up to you how many you want to add in. I only added 1/4 cup of kidney beans this time because they are points, and I actually just add them in just for a little bit of texture difference. For the diced tomatoes, I select the kind that has no added salt. It's up to you, depending on what ones you really like. I like to add the first big can into the actual meat mixture, and the second can I add right into the soup pot to get boiling before adding in some more ingredients. The next step is just combining all of your ingredients together. So you just slowly add in your meat mixture right into the tomatoes or your big saucepan or your soup pan. And then make sure you give it a really, really solid stir. Really get the tomatoes in mixed with the meat. And make sure you let it simmer for at least 20 minutes before serving. A little trick I like to do is keep a couple of your crunchy veggies right until the last 30 minutes you're going to serve. This just adds a little bit of crunch to your actual finished product. And there we have your finished super simple soup.